الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله نويت سنة الاعتكاف. My dear Islamic brothers, Alhamdulillah, Allah has given us all the opportunity to come here and to learn about the beautiful deen, and especially about the sacrifices which our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's beloved grandson Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu made for Islam. So we should be in such a state that we're not here to listen to a bayan, we're here to learn about something. So if our intention is to listen and then go away from the masjid and then live our lives as they were before, then we need to change our intention. Our intention, our niyyah should be that we are here to learn and how we can save ourselves and the Muslims from the calamities which are going to come. So inshallah, listen attentively. Don't look around. Pay full attention to the bayan. Inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will shower His blessings upon us. And alhamdulillah, whenever we come to the ijtima, and you are blessed to come inside the masjid, the house of Allah, maybe your intention to recite the i'tikaf intention, which is nawaitu sunnat al-i'tikaf. Inshallah, the blessing will be that as long as we shall remain inside this masjid, Allah Azza wa Jal will reward us for free. So inshallah Azza wa Jal, let's recite it so that inshallah Azza wa Jal we can get the blessings whenever we come inside the masjid. Nawaitu sunnat al-i'tikaf. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد كما تحب وترضى له. Whoever reads this Durood Sharif which I've just read once, 70 angels will write good deeds for him for 1,000 days. Let's all repeat it together. Allahumma salli ala سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد كما تحب وترضى له. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وسلم. The Prophet ﷺ said that whoever reads this durood, if he was standing up before he sits down, and if he was sitting down before he stands up, Allah Azza wa Jal will forgive his sins. Let's all repeat it together. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammadin wa ala صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Sayyidina Abdul Rahman bin Abdullah Khuzai rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi states, once Sayyidina Dhul-Qarnayn radiyallahu ta'ala anhu went to a tribe of people who had no worldly possessions. Sayyidina Dhul-Qarnayn radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he was a Muslim, and he was one of the Muslims. There were two Muslim kings who ruled the whole world. And Sayyidina Dhul-Qarnayn radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was one of the Muslim kings who ruled the whole world, and the other was the Prophet of Allah, Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam. So this was a story about Sayyidina Dhul-Qarnayn radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Because Sayyidina Dhul-Qarnayn radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he traveled the world. And he says that in one place he saw a tribe of people who had no worldly possessions. Like we have a house, we have other worldly things. This particular tribe that Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu saw, they had nothing with them. These people, they would wake up in the morning, they would go to the grave, meaning they had a small place where there were graves. These people would go to the graves, they would clean them and offer their namaz just beside the grave. This was their daily routine. And they would feed themselves from leaves and plants and grass. That was their food. Leaves, plants and grass. Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he comes outside just the village. And he sent a messenger to the tribal leader, to the chief. He sent a messenger. And the messenger, when he came, he delivered the message of Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And the tribal chief, he replied, I have no need to meet him. I don't need anything from him. So Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he wanted to meet the tribal chief. And the chief, he says that I don't need to meet him because I don't want anything from him. The messenger, he went back to Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and he told him what the tribal chief said. So Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he stood up and he went to the tribal chief himself. When he met with the tribal chief, he said to him, I invited you to come and meet me, but you refused my invitation, therefore I have come to you. And the chief, he said, O king, if I had a need, I would come to you. But at this moment of time, I have no need from you. Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, I can see that you are living in a very poor state. I have never ever met with people like this before. You have no worldly possessions. And why do you people not have gold and silver that you can take advantage? And the tribal chief, he replied, we hate this worldly possession because people fall into their trap and desire for more. Because we don't want these gold and silver and anything, we don't want these, because if we have them, we will desire for more. And that is according to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which says that if Ibn Adam, if he had mountains of gold, the mahdoom of the hadith, if he had 2 mountains of gold, he would desire for the third one. So therefore, a person, a human, can never ever be full. He wants more and more and more. And the tribal chief, he says that we don't want this worldly world because we will fall into the same trap and we will desire for more. And the chief, Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said to him, what is the reason? Why do you go to the graves in the morning, you clean them, and then you offer your namaz just beside them? Why do you do that for? And the chief, he replied, we look at these graves and learn many lessons from them. By looking at the graves, we do not fall into the trap of false hopes and desires. Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he then said, why do you eat grass and leaves? And you don't have any animals. Why do you have animals so that you can slaughter some of them and eat the meat and then feed some of them so that you can drink the milk? And the tribal chief, he replied, we do not wish to make our stomachs as their graves. We found this grass and therefore made it as our food. This food is enough for us. The taste of delicious food is only in the mouth, and once it is swallowed, it has no taste. Then the chief, he took out a skull from one of the graves. And he said to Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, do you know who this person was? The chief, Sayyidina Zulkarnain radiallahu ta'ala anhu, replied, who was he? And the chief, he said, he was one of the greatest kings who lived in this world. Allah Azza wa Jal gave him power and made him a ruler over the people. But he did injustice on the people. When his sins grew and Allah Azza wa Jal gripped him, he fell to the ground like a stone. Now he will give account of his actions on the day of judgment. जहां में है इबरत के हर सू नमूने, मगर तुझको अंधा किया है रंग बू ने। कभी गौर से भी ये देखा है तूने, जो आबाद थे वो मकान अब है सूने। जगह जी लगाने की दुनिया नहीं है, गई नौजवान कैसे कैसे, जगह जी लगाने की दुनिया नहीं है, ये इबरत की जा है, तमाशा नहीं है. The tribal chief, he then picked up another skull and he showed it to Sayyidina Zulkarnain.